Another legal matter, we saw it play out in Fulton County at the end of last week. The district attorney there, Fani Willis, giving pretty impassioned defense on Thursday, and then the state decided not to call her. She did not appear on the stand again on Friday. What's your read as to how that went at the end of on Friday, and where things could go next in that case?
Yeah, so through a couple of different prisms, Jonathan, legally, the defendants have to show that there was some improper financial arrangement that makes out a conflict of interest. If the defendants can show a conflict of interest, a financial one, by Ms. Willis hiring Mr. Wade when they had a romantic relationship and that she somehow benefited from the money that was being paid to him, that could be a conflict. They could be disqualified from the case. That's the legal part. And I don't think the defendants have succeeded yet. I mean, it's messy, it's ugly. If you've watched any of it, you probably have sort of that icky feeling when you see it. But I don't know that they've made out the disqualification grounds yet. Politically, it's a mess because there's a bunch of things that happened at the hearing that showed sort of it got into personal relationships between Ms. Willis and Mr. Wade. There was some contention about when that relationship started. There was a witness who might have been very important on that fact, but he didn't testify fully because Mr. Wade was invoking a privilege to preclude him from doing that.
Well, briefly, does any of that really matter for the substance of the Georgia case, though?
Maybe. So if the romantic relationship between Mr. Wade and Ms. Willis began before he was hired by her in Fulton County, then the affidavit that he submitted might be false. And not only would that affidavit be false, Caddy, Ms. Willis propounded that affidavit, provided that affidavit to the court in support of her contention that the relationship started subsequently. By the way, at any point, and I was a prosecutor for a long time, if a supervisor is having a relationship with a subordinate, regardless of when it starts, that's reason for the subordinate or the supervisor to step away from the case. So in some ways, to me, it doesn't really matter when it started, but if it started before she hired him, you might have false affidavits in this case. And that, if I may, Caddy, raises a separate point. Even if the defendants fail to show an actual conflict of interest, and they may very well fail, an appearance of a conflict of an interest is also a problem. And as prosecutors, you have to be sensitive to the appearance. So even if the legal motion fails and the judge doesn't disqualify Ms. Willis or Mr. Wade from the case, you still have an appearance, and that's messy.
It certainly all means that we're talking about this rather than the substance of the Georgia case as well at the moment.